Hello! Welcome in, guys. What's up? My name is Casey. I am the Guardian Oracle 33. Welcome in. It's been a few days. How has everybody been? Just jolly, huh? Thank you guys for hitting the like button as you come in. Today I'm going to surprise you guys, and we're going to do an all signs. So I will do it individually. I'll have one of my mods, if you will. We'll get a few people in here. Actually, Alicia, you just had a birthday. Are you, I can't remember if you were Gemini or Cancer. Alicia's my number one. So Alicia, what sign should we start with? Fire, earth, hot shot. What's up, guys? Jace, I love you. Cancer. Okay. We will start with water signs. Jace is in your second. We'll go air. Hot shot, what sign are you? Nicholas, what's up? My day has been good. I've gotten a lot of my responsibilities taken care of. Being camping and traveling, I got my vehicle and getting laundry caught up. So my day's been good. I feel accomplished and I'm getting caught up on all my reads. I'm getting to a place where, you know, the chaos doesn't feel so chaotic anymore. You know, not that it can't, because the good Lord knows it can, but my day's been wonderful. Around people that I love and I care about, and I get to spend time with you guys. Alright, so we're doing all signs, individual signs. Water sign, air sign, that leaves earth and fire. Who we going with next? I'm not seeing all my messages. I say we go earth. Should we do fire last? Hotshot was in here next. What's your sun sign? Cappy, so earth. Alright, felt it. And then we'll save the destruction for last, the fire. Leave no man left behind. Alright. So now if I can have a mod, we'll be doing them in that order. Water, air. So we'll go Cancer. And then we'll do Pisces, Scorpio. So you guys know what I need. And you just keep me in line. This is where we're at, Case. I watched this girl. Her name is Addison Tarot. I love her. She's super sweet. I don't know if any of you guys watch Addison as well, but she's freaking awesome. And she writes on a chalkboard, but she has to mirror it back because YouTube mirrors the screen back. So I'm like, man, she has her process down, and she knows how to do all of. I can't even see, my handwriting's not so lovely. I should have been a doctor. Fuck, I am. It's terrible. And I was just thinking, forgot what I was thinking. Oh, I forgot. I had a blip in time. Okay, for somebody here, I'm just going to start off. Is somebody like just thinking about going, so it's either buying a house, okay, and has gotten married, and are moving, or there's marriage around the situation. Happy. There's something happy here that's transpired. And I'm hearing as I look at this, may the sun always shine upon your face. And I'm seeing the white dove and the ram's head. Alright, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, of the highest bright light, I call on you now. Divine Ancestors, Ancient Wise One within, I call on thee. Ascended Masters, Benevolent Beings of the Light. Gaia. Archangel Michael, I ask that you guard the gates as I channel these messages. I demand, declare, and decree that no weapons formed against me shall prosper. Thank you guys for the energetic exchange. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Thank you for every way that you keep contact going. If you find a message that you like, if you guys want to leave an emoji, I noticed YouTube has been unsubscribing. You know, people tell me they're not getting notifications. I've heard a couple other readers saying that. So that's why I try to normally do the post on the community page if I'm going to go live, so some of you guys you'll know. Christina, hi beautiful. Hi Patrice. Hi Alicia. All right, Cancer. For Cancers, let's get an overall look. What do Cancers need to know here? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, for the highest good. For the highest good. May this be a confirmation, you checking in with your intuition. I'm not here to tell you, you know, there's a level to this. It's a tool, and it's a tool to hone your gift, to strengthen your bond with yourself, your intuition. Believe it or not, I don't read for me. I rarely, you know, if I'm walking by the table and I'll pull from my oracle decks, you know, a saying, or I'm more of into the literature and the books. I rarely, I think maybe twice, have I ever really pulled cards for me or my situation. I just don't, you know, and I don't want to get into all that. I just, and when I'm with you guys, you know, I like being able to use it as a tool and to, you know, I'm out here, you know, in the human body fucking winging it, right? And I have my intuition that's, you know, trying to connect the physical and that. So every time I get on here, I'm honing my gift. We're sharing energy. We're learning a lot. We're sharing things. If you watch me for a while, probably will pick up on a lot of your energy. I notice in a lot of personal reads, I will be in the middle of their read and I'll be like, okay, now I see why I picked up on this in a couple reads ago, because, you know, that energy that's shared. It's very interesting, the way that energy works. If you believe in it and, you know, just know you're made of it, you know. You're made of it. And this card's sticking up here. It is time to hit the reset button. Clear out the old so that the room is available for new to enter. Trust that better things are coming fast. Prepare to move to the next phase of your life. This is your rebirth. Welcome this beautiful brand new energy. You've got this. All right. Cancers, here we go. Cancers, you could be, you know, working diligently in the solitude and peace. I'm looking at the card of peace over here that says, I am a bringer of love. I release all negative energy. You know, and then adversity is right behind that. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. And perhaps sometimes, you know, we are our hardest judges, Cancer, and, you know, because we do internalize and we do feel a lot and we observe a lot. Most water signs are very in tune to the emotions or the frequencies of others, a lot more naturally than most. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges with judgment out here. So we'll look and see what that's kind of talking about here. And then beneath all of that, right, beneath it is the one thing that we're really looking for. And here's courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I know that I am never alone. The wheelhouse of souls. I heard the wheelhouse of people. I did see the the Queen of Pentacles down here, and like I said, Peace was out here with her. Well, look at her. The picture speaks for itself. You know, obviously doing something and creating something outside of the ordinary. Maybe you're moving to a place where, you know, the back of these more treed areas. You know. Increasing the oxygen flow, moving your body, understanding that, you know, your body, as I'm looking here at loneliness and the world in the center, is that your body is truly what's connecting that light through you to earth. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So let's take a look and see what we've got. I look up and I see union. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. 9 of Cups. You could be feeling judged right now. And when I say that, the 9 of Cups comes out. This is when your energy, your awareness, your hearing your physique. You could be improving your physique at this time. You know, it's very interesting. You could be going to the ocean, as well with that card. For some of you, it's like somebody here's never been, and they're going to get to go. Sunflowers are prominent here, and I see those in the back. I'm hearing water lily as well. I understand that everybody has their own unique path and challenges, and in some way, your uniqueness and being shunned in whatever way that is, or feeling judged in that way, is kind of where this courage is coming from. You know, I'm hearing it's too late to look back now, and there's just a sense of awareness to you out here. Maintain awareness. Be present in every moment. The way that you've trained yourself, the way that you're cleansing yourself and moving through things. What used to be very strenuous on you with the adversity out here and courage below it, it's like that's what's lighting up how these adversities are connecting you to other energies. You look good. You know, you look confident. Got the Queen of Wands that comes out behind that. I was talking about honing a craft. I was talking about working judgments over here as I look at this too. You know, wow. A lot of self-evaluation. A lot of introspection. She's out here in the ocean down, you know, and in the Queen of Wands over here, she's out here with a flock of cows. I'm pretty sure they're called a herd. With a herd flock. And I have nipples, fucker. Can you milk me? And all her milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Oh my gosh. 5 of Cups here. So with that being said, you know, and that's just kind of some underlining energy. I wonder what it was that pushed you to this point of yourself. Reawakening is what I'm hearing. The smell of sap. That's what was on my finger, or is, from that, whatever the hell I just touched. Probably the table. Yeah, you little sapling. And sapling you are, you know, I'm looking up and I'm looking at my inner child oracle, and on this inner child oracle deck, it has a Native American, you know, and see the universe through the enlightenment that's connected to her. A lot of awareness here, Cancerians. There's an element here of uncomfortability that has pushed you or is pushing you at this time. I look over here on another deck and I see strength. And I'm looking at the house, some sort of celebration, but right behind that is the dark side of the Ten of Wands. It's like not seeing an end in sight. Maybe there will be a burden lifted off your back with your housing situation, you know, so you can start something new. There's Cancer here that's going to elope. I heard that. You're going to sneak off and get married, or you're just going to do something quiet. It's something that you want to do, and it's just, yeah, somebody's going to do that. Huh, I know a little Cancerian. I wonder if that's interesting. Tell me more, Holy Spirit, for the highest good of Cancerians. What's coming towards them? What's coming towards them? I heard the cosmos. Cosmic wave. Elementals. There's a prominent disposition in this person. I'm hearing feisty and vicious. The Star and Justice. Woo! Energetically, this is that strength that's coming. Breaking the ground in so many layers of the mind, how you think, how you perceive, how you're receiving things. How things, you're responding to them. There's a deep, very deep level of healing for you to be sitting in the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Deep introspection within my own self. Almost to the point where, you know, I wonder what this Justice is out here for at the Four of Cups. It's like, you take everything to spirit. You know, for the most part, Cancer, you take a lot of things to your higher self. Whether you're recognizing you're doing this, obviously I'm talking to somebody who's aware with awareness out here in the messages. It's like somebody here talks to God, Spirit, Universe constantly, you know, about what they're going through, about these rocky roads, about these high mountains. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough. And I'm seeing the Three of Wands. Cancer, you could have somebody who is, you know, the plan is made, and when I say this, it's like there's somebody who wants to move towards you, take action. They want to bring in some sort of peace, This person could be somebody who's lonely. I'm looking up and seeing union. There's 4 of Cups here with the 8 of Wands. And it's like, this could be somebody that you do conversate or communicate with about hard shit. You know, and you're also seen as somebody who gives advice on going through messages. Maybe even messages that are hard to deliver. How to speak up. Bringing justice into the healing process. It's one thing to heal on a level, but it's almost like it's being communicated now. Maybe you're worried you won't have the right words to say, or, you know, it's like allow spirit to allow. You've gone through enough. You don't need to. I see highs and lows. You could scry into reflective surfaces. I'm seeing that. That could be a quality, as well as the tree bark, clouds. I mean, like anything in nature, the whispers of the wind is what I'm hearing. Okay, so who you have coming towards, you've got an energy of admirable healing. 9 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. But you still got, there's an error to you. You know, there's a, I want to say for some of you, like your new normal, what you've gotten used to, prepare for something to shift within that dynamic. That could be the adversity here with the 4 of Cups, and it is something that's drawing you closer to communicating your needs in whatever way, whether this is, I'm hearing telepathically, but even with your higher self, setting goals. Really, there's most of your day looks like it consists of communicating with spirit. Coming back to the tree, so when I'm talking about deep healing within, maybe even the, we want to talk about DNA as far as like the way our bodies are made up of, right? And the way that they hold that energy. Those dynamics, healing that bloodline. The physical. And things that are passed on, you know, characteristics that are passed on, whether you knew your father or your mother or not. There's attributes here that you've taken on strongly. It feels like probably since a teen, you know, there was a time when you just kind of shut down or, you know, lost your way, felt unsupported. And there's a lot of healing in that, you know, not a lot of people spend their whole life trying to work on, you know, one direction, and it's like uphill the whole way. And you might at some point, Cancer, ask yourself, do things always have to be this hard? You know, is there an easier way? And there is. You know, there is happiness. You're a strong communicator. You're somebody who can go over, I'm talking about sensitive topics in whatever way that is. I also want to say you could be used futuristically if you had a goal to be in some sort of dynamic where there is bringing healing to homes, whether you locate missing children. You have like these sonar senses, and it's like you can go and retrieve information. It might be something that you end up doing for a job, okay? I'm hearing in the long run. There is a lot here about investigating. It's the way that you can go to things. You're dead on a lot of things. It is a part of a mission here. So there's, I'm just, it's very odd. I'm hearing underground tribes as I look at the 5 of Swords. You know, those, and this Emperor here is chained up. You know, he's chained to this chair. And I was just talking about, you know, prisoners down under. And whatever that means to you, you know, it's like you have a very rare now, you know, it's partially developed at this point. Really focus on what you're eating and what you're putting into your body. You know, you have a lot of connections on many different levels of yourself, ancestrally, and we're talking about genetically, and we're talking about through the cosmos, spiritually, dimensionally as well. What you love to do most is going to be the thing that's going to provide for you, Cancer. You know, that's your healing. It's what brings you true joy and happiness. You know, there is a lot of work that you're putting in, and it feels like, you know, maybe you're not getting enough sleep or as much sleep as you'd like. You know, I'm looking at justice, and I'm hearing for the highest good of all, for the highest good of all. So sometimes when you You know, your intention is that you are going to get some scrapes and scuffs along the way on your journey and on your path, you know. That's building your courage and that's building your strength. All right. Who's coming towards you? Who's coming towards you, Cancer? The Four of Wands and the Three of Swords. Huh. Queen of Cups underneath, your own energy. Cancer. Don't get in a mental trap. I don't know what this is. You have the Four of Wands and the Three of Swords. So you either have somebody who you are married to at this time, or married to, or in whatever sense. There's a marrying of energies here that brought a lot of faith. Okay? I asked about the person coming towards you. So, or a person that is hurt that perhaps you're sharing a home space with in whatever way that that is. Tell me about the Four of Wands. Not the whole deck. You really could work with this person, Cancer, in some way. And I don't know on what level. I'm hearing energetically the way that these cards are looking. The Five of Wands in reverse and the Three of Cups. Because you could have something shift quite drastically in a situation, or find somebody that, you know, if you know this energy, or this energy that's coming towards you, this could be even something that you've had to get over or had to move past, that maybe now you're just receiving some sort of, you know, somebody sharing an aspect of their feelings or a side of themselves with you, and you know, it's, to you, you look at things different because you are connected. You know, you're fed by the hand of God in that way. I see you looking here at the Four of Cups. You know, your intention is for the highest good. How do you feel about this person coming towards you over here? Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, Ten of Wands. So, Three of Swords at the bottom. So, I don't know what this is about, but there's a hurtful energy. Something might be coming to the forefront of something in the past, whether this is wounding. And the star's on the bottom, and the star's already out here. The Hierophant. Okay, you've got to be married to this person in some way, or have some sort of spiritual lesson that's heavy here that you're going through with somebody. You know, and somebody could be feeling heavy, you know, with you walking away. It's like this girl here, she's all dolled up in a dress, and her hair's down as she's walking out onto the sand, onto the ocean, you know, and it looks like the sun's getting ready to set. And I don't know if it's an element of fear that somebody feels. I want to healing fear. Are you healing fear with somebody? The way that our minds can run. You know, Three of Swords and Three of Swords, it's pretty painful energy. It looks like it's within the home or within a marriage here. What's this person's truest intentions towards you? All of a sudden I can't shuffle. My fingers are doing awkward things. Ten of Swords. Ugh. Okay, Cancer, watch out for, like, there could be somebody after your money. Okay, there could be somebody after your peace, your solitude. This was the card that was on the bottom of the deck in the Ten of Swords. King of Swords is behind that with the Six of Cups. Three of Swords. Oh, so there's obviously past heartbreak here with somebody that you recognize on a soul level, somebody that you understand, that there's lessons here that you're learning. They could be very strong lessons because they hit hard on the soul of the person. But it has affected you just the same, in whatever way that is. This person I asked about their intention is the Ten of Swords. Temperance. I'm like, are you trying to heal this, or are you trying to, somebody doesn't know. Cancer, you could have somebody that is like working tirelessly, you know, to heal something, but it's like, every time they get to a certain spot, it's like they can't let it go. There's something they can't let go here, and it just repeats for them. Somebody's here is trying to temper and have patience with that energy. And what is the obstacle? What is the obstacle? You know, and I haven't seen much. I was just going to say cups. Fertility. For some of you, I literally just straight up heard fertility. I'm looking at this jackrabbit. Could be family. You know, for some of you, an obstacle here could be family. Are you shunned, Cancer? Have you been shunned? You look shunned. Are you trying to bear fruit? An obstacle here is, this is the most neat 8 of Swords card I've ever seen. I see the eagle in the back. See him coming in? And it's almost like it's through the spirit realm in this way. And she's got this sword already tied. You know what I mean? You're fixed. Whatever this is, I'm just looking at this now. Like, whatever this is in the physical with another person, in whatever way that it's heavy, just know that you're already equipped with what is needed at this time. You're very aware, self-aware, and you have strong intuition. Your intellect is what, knowing the difference between fear and your discernment. What caused this? What was this about? This heartbreak? 2 of Cups. And the Devil standing there at the strength. A lack of courage within the Hierophant. A marriage? 3 of Swords again. Fuck. Forbidden. And I heard forget it. Forget it. There's another hawk flying with like, be victorious. Take your new start. Your new start. I don't know why I said it like that. I feel like something's outplayed here. You know, something's outplayed here. I think the moment that you realize that you had options outside of a specific dynamic, and that all along you could trust your intuition, that's what gets you out of this 8 of Swords. And the fact that perhaps you do have a very close healing bond with nature and elements that are helping you to move through this. It's like I talked about healing, it's like a lot of backs turned around here, you know. That's what I'm seeing. I'm like, look at it, so everybody's fucking back, you know. The backside, the backside, the backside. And you could be getting that for quite some time. You know, where others look at things that might be missing from their life, you have an ability, you know, to trust your truth. To trust your truth. It feels like, you know, somebody here to have the courage to stay committed, to follow through on something. In some ways, Cancer, I don't know how this is, but sometimes things just aren't meant to be. And I'm hearing that. Some things just aren't meant to be. And one bird flies by and that's my confirmation. You know, lessons learned is what I'm hearing. There's lessons learned here. I guarantee you the next time somebody will have more courage and strength to speak their truth. You know what, Cancer, it feels like there's a heavy limerence of knowing somebody, and it's in the light, and it feels like, you know, you can have more than one soulmate. You can have more than one person who brings different aspects of healing to you at specific times on your journey. You know, our perception changes over time, and all true soul pairing goes beyond superficiality. I want to say that. And I also want to say, if you're working hard, Cancer, because I do see that out here, almost to the point where you really do need to get some rest. The All-Father I'm hearing right now. What's the advice with this situation, this painful situation over here? Because I do see the Sun out here. Not much is going to change. Even though the key's there, it's like somebody might be resilient to understand something. Somebody here has to move away from a specific space within them to heal. It's like no matter what, that trauma that's there is always gonna, you know, see, it's the Eight of Swords here, and this person is trapped. It's self-doubt, self-pity. There's a need for truth from this dynamic, and it's not truth to one another. It feels like it's truth. Someone needs to be truthful with themselves and realize that all people hurt equally. Some just have an inability to see where they've hurt others. You know, I don't know what else to say to that. You get to a point. What's your advice for the week coming up? What's your advice? Chariot. You might be getting a new car or moving. I'm telling you. There's a renewal. There could be some forgiveness here too around something. I wonder if there is forgiveness around some sort of victory. You know, I just want to say that there's an element of that out here. I thought you were... Keys for what? The car?
I need to move your car so I can back my shit and unload tools.
Are they not in it?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Oh, I think so. For the first time ever?
I didn't see your purse. I figured they were in your purse.
Yeah. That's so funny, right then. He's like, where's your keys to my car? So hard work and focus is important here for you. What's work looking like for you, Cancers? What's work looking like for you? What's money looking like? Looks like you're going to have a peaceful resolution to something, some sort of conflict that you've been up against. You have a way to really challenge traditional values, and so you're non-conformist, and that could have been, maybe you might be agreeing to disagree with somebody within a work dynamic at this place as well, unless it's within the home. Any other advice for Cancers? You might be being invited to, and then I don't say this. I looked at the card, it says swept off your feet. But it might just be something that it's a nice energy shift, something peaceful. You know, I'm hearing you've got the strength to overcome this. You know, you just must keep, the show must go on, I heard. You must keep going. You must keep going. All right. Cancers, that is what I have for you. Did I get Cancers an angel number? I can't remember. Angel number for Cancerians, 888 Karma. A lot of money is coming your way. Fortune refers to more than just monetary and material success. If you don't appreciate the people in your life now, you won't have them tomorrow. This message encourages you to take personal responsibility and use it to realize your greatest potential. Number 888. All right, moving on to Pisces. Let's go Pisces. Thank you guys. Welcome in. Thanks for hitting the like button. Hopefully all of you guys are having a wonderful day. I know that one was a little long. I guess I'm just long-winded. Actually, I think I might need to run in. I'm at 22% and it's 44. It's 4:40 here and my phone's at 22%. So I should probably, I have my laptop plugged in inside. I'm gonna go grab that real fast so that I can plug it in. Self-healing journey. Self-healing journey. This is sitting under my Mystic Martians. The birds are aliens, and I came out here to the table here, and there was this little feather. This, Jason, this little leaf. Okay, Pisces, I will get there, but it was good. Patty! Open your soul power intuition. May you get a special message, energy just for you. All right, I will be right back. Okay. We've got power. Do. Gemini will be next. Thank you guys for always putting up with my shenanigans. You know, when I go off grid, I will no longer have YouTube. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Alright. It's so beautiful out here. It's actually not like scorching hot. Idaho's been so hot lately. Alright. I'll have 50 open windows on a browser, and I don't know how to close them. It's a whole thing. All right. Gemini. Gemini, you could be finding feathers. How am I going to Gemini? Why am I saying Geminis? It's Pisces. Okay, I'm back. Just kidding. We're doing Pisces. Alright. Let's take a look at Pisces. Witness and observe. Shield yourself by witnessing others instead of absorbing all the energy and emotions around you. Engage your claircognizant or intellectual psychic pathways by observing the world with curiosity and detachment. Create healthy emotional space between yourself and between your emotions. Practice neutrality and maintain sensible energetic boundaries. Stay open, set sail, and surrender. Number 16. You'll receive more intuitive guidance and more co-creative assistance from Spirit if you surrender now. Stop paddling, put up your oars, and let the river take you. Stay open to unexpected bends in the river, guiding you to the perfect port. Don't strategize, just recognize divine direction. Master intuition by staying open-minded. Alright, staying open-minded. Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, water signs, you're very connected to your intuition. Know about your placement, whether you're sun, moon, rising, Venus, or north node. Look it up. What does the, see what you have in your house of Pisces. Judgment comes out again. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Service. I feel good when I can help others. And abundance. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in physical reality. I feel like you've also really been disciplining yourself. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. You have a very powerful mind, Pisces. Very, with the claircognizance. You have foresight and able to see things and understand things based off of people's their patterning, the way they live their day-to-day, their social, I'm hearing economics. Exercising that muscle and that aspect of yourself feels like, I don't know if you like the mental, if you like the psyche, if that's something that you do. I'm also hearing astro traveling. I'm hearing you wouldn't believe me if I told you for Pisces. Support. Pisces, you could feel like you don't have support at this time, and it feels like you are finding the light in the layer of self-love, it feels like a blanket of warmth that you are able to wrap around yourself, and to understand your wholeness in a lot of things. It feels like I'm speaking to a Piscean here who has, you might understand Sanskrit and Mayan text. There's a lot of lost languages, and it feels like a very specific, group of you understand these things on different levels, and how information is. I'm hearing right now there's hidden information within the animals, their species, the cycle of life for them really does mimic their saying a lot for us. Animals could be your biggest support. You could feel very connected to your animals, and it feels like they are working with you. Some of you have the ability to communicate with animals as well. As you connect to spirit, you draw closer to your higher self. I want you to know that self-love comes from a very, you find it in a very dark spot within you. And when you realize, sometimes we think we're on a level of self-love, and come to find out, we can always grow more in that. And I think for some of you, the self-love that you're now experiencing, Pisces, is finding forgiveness within your own actions, within your own being. That's what makes it easier for you to tap into self-love, is the forgiveness aspect of it. You're understanding, Pisces, that everybody is on their own journey, and that everybody does comprehend and have their own path. You've had to have a lot of discipline and strength, and whatever light dispels darkness, keep your inner light shining. You could have incarnated with a lot of past life memories or things that come up. I'm hearing spontaneous combustion. There are a lot of layers to you, Pisces, and that could make it hard for others to know how to support you. The depth that you go, sometimes it's hard for others to reach that level of depth, or even that emotional intelligence that you have. So let's see, how are you showing up, Pisces? Pisces, 2 cards, 5 of Cups, 4 Swords. Oh, walking away. You're doing you. Whew. I feel like you're going to get a sigh of relief. I feel like there's I don't want to say a burden, but it's like the universe shows up for you here, because you're showing up for yourself. Damn. And you've been through it, you know what I mean? It's nice when you can get rest, when you're wearing your armor all day long, out here. It's heavy. You get tired. For anybody who's been in the military, when you're in full battle, you're packing a lot of extra weight. And in whatever this realization of self is that, has allowed you to understand a cup for what a cup is, what somebody can offer. Page of Cups, it's that new beginning. It's a light that somebody sees within themselves. It's something new that they want to share and experience. Some people never grow that cup. They stay at that level of maturity energetically. They don't grow into the King or Queen of Cups. And I'm talking to somebody who's looking for the self-love, and if you do have it, I'm talking to a Pisces who is also, my heart just fluttered and I got nervous for a second. I'm not sure why, I just got really nervous when you understand. I'm feeling Keanu Reeves right now vibe, John Wick, but when you know what you want and you have it within you, and you see it, you can see it in somebody else. You experience it in some way or another, Pisces. You've had a taste, a touch, or a feel of whatever this is, and on the soul level and spiritually, whether you're in whatever this is, connecting to yourself, you've been awakened. It's like, why deal with the mess of spilt out cups? They weren't even sturdy cups. They want something that's built on a bridge. Maybe you and this person are going to be, from 2 different walks of life, whatever it is. It's just as fulfilling as what fulfilling is. Fulfilling is what it's. Look, 2 of Cups down here too. It's in the light. It's a kinship. It's a friendship. It's a wow. When you just really look at somebody, Pisces, it feels like it's admirable. There's admiration here for keeping a beautiful heart and a peaceful mind when most can't, and not allowing life to wear on you. That's the admiration that somebody, I'm feeling in this energy. Maybe you have dispelled the darkness out of this person's life by being that one last thing that brought this rebirth, this hope. You help people, Pisces, it feels like go onto a road of discovery. And if you're asking what we're discovering, truly, we're talking about wisdom that comes from experience. And that wisdom, that it's earned. It is earned, and we fall on our face when we're too stubborn, or our ego leads us astray. We have the ability to do that, and sometimes to where we're either fearful or we're excited to embrace the change. You might not see wings on your back, but if God says, it's time to jump, are you going to stay where you've been, or are you ready to experience something? It might not look like what you're used to. Maybe it has less structure in a way, and it might feel kind of out of sorts for you. But truly, on the soul level, it's a piece of freedom for you, it feels like, in whatever way. So let's see. The Tower's at the bottom of the deck. 4 Cups. Somebody's seeing the light. Somebody's seeing the light here. They're finally starting to understand what it is that helped you to change, what it is that helped you to move along your path, and it was pain. It was trauma. It wasn't easy. It was hard. Tell me more. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. 9 of Cups, and that was already out. It was on the bottom of the deck, so let's not forget about the 9 of Cups. Alright, so this is where this enlightenment comes in, because you do have a bunch of support about whatever is here. This 10 of Swords. There is a King of Wands behind that. Fire sign. Air sign. I think you're looking back to, even though you're lonely, look at him, look. This is somebody who chose the path of spirituality. Somebody chose, when I say spirituality, I'm talking about the depth one can fathom to get to know thyself with humility and deep understanding, compassion, love. For themselves. A lot of people will look away from our shit because it's easier when we focus on other people's shit, right, Pisces? But when we really focus on the inward, somebody here struck something within you. It's almost like a duty. It feels like a duty. And this put on this was able to take a weight off of you, to lift the veil, so to speak, in a different way, so you could see that you don't always have to wear your armor. And this is what's turned the viewpoint here, the glance, to something else. If you got 3 of the same thing in the same, there's a uniqueness to you that you're now looking for. You're supported in this. The way that you're looking at the past, or whatever this is that's even harboring or has pained you in whatever way. You're up from it. Maybe you are remembering and reminiscing on all that you've been through. Understand that everybody has their own unique path and challenges, and you could have been a part of somebody else's unique path and their challenges, Fire sign here at the bottom of the deck. Tell me about the 10 of Swords. 5 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. Maybe you didn't get picked this time, right? Maybe not this time. Maybe not this lifetime. But there are other, I keep hearing it just hurt. It just sucks who it came from, where the hurt came from. I don't know if you're discovering something about somebody that you never thought would have, had a hand in something. And the sad truth is that, with the level of enlightenment that you have, I think you notice this as you move away, as you walk into something new, that thing that scares you. And when you look back and you're in this new place, space of being, the way that you're thinking about things, in these moments, you see it different. When you can get into a different energy. Looking at a 10 of Swords from this viewpoint, it's like, fuck, I worked so hard on that. I put all my time and energy, and that's literally all that fucking grew, is exactly what I put on there. And there's an experience here with another energy that is quite relentless, I'm hearing, to find a way. They're out here. I'm hearing we're out here. We're here. You know, we exist. It does feel a little John Wicky. You know what I mean? You know, with a little. And I haven't watched all of them, but it does feel like somebody who's seen some shit. Somebody who's seen some shit, and you know, is maybe just thinking, man, I wish I had life to share with somebody. You know, and try to give it the best that I can. Somebody here spent a lot of time in battle, or in the mind, battling things within the mind as well. But that's what's got them to the place that they're at, the intuition with the High Priestess and Temperance. You know, somebody found the light, and that's what I was saying, Pisces. It feels like you ignited a light within somebody, whether this is you walking away and then feeling, you know, understanding things on a different level, or you walking into something else, or something being renewed here. Temperance is here talking about patience, and Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. You know, somebody has a deep wound here in the mother, in the area of the mother, or, you know, in that way that I don't think is recognized. Alright, what's the advice here? Star, continue to heal. You know, there's be the healer that you're destined to be, and it all goes through yourself. When you can speak from that layer of experience because you've gone through it, that wisdom that you hold, that's the light, and you are changing many people's paths by their own free will, but by being I was going to say influencing. You know, speaking your experience, speaking your truth does have a huge effect on others. The Aquarius here, Gemini. And again, you know, it's just talking about it's moving into, it might not be exactly on the level of what you were thinking it would be, but sure enough, you know, as the days and nights go on, somebody here could be very militant. I see somebody here could either be in the military, some sort of armor, seen shit, you know, whether in whatever level that this is, that they've gone through or are going through, you know, but there's a light that you bring that's very influential. You know, somebody could be feeling left out by you at this time, you know, and a deep wound is resurfacing. Hey! Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. Come out here and get them all worked up, Bubba. Pisces, you show other people that they do have options in life. Options in many ways. To dream, to bring into the world more of what they want to see by you living an authentic piece of yourself. You're not going to be everybody's cup, but you are somebody's cup, you know. You are what shows other people, you know, like things could have been different, but you were more invested and more, you know, focused on planting seeds where, you know, they weren't going to grow, you know, and that's why maybe there has been some financial hardship here for you, Pisces, but whatever it is that you're going through, you know, there is giving and receiving here. There is, you know, for holding boundaries and standing up for yourself. Look at the Death card here and the Ace of Truth behind that. You know, I would say you've definitely been spiritually battling some things out within your own self. Understanding different aspects of beings. I don't know. It feels like there's kind of a back here to who you truly are in a way. But the Hangman, Pisces, your card, enlightenment comes. Enlightenment comes is what I'm hearing. Financially, what are we looking like? Chariot. Your finances could be improving. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Your finances could definitely have something to do with how you move forward. When you take the leap of faith, it's like that's where your support's at. And it doesn't just have to be finances physically, but it could also be like a support animal or something else that comes in for you, a piece of wisdom. And Four Swords. I'm definitely saying it comes spiritually. Pisces, I don't know what slice lick stuff's been going on behind your back. You know, I've got the Magician and the Seven of Swords out here with the Tower and an Empress. You know, there could be a specific message for a mother, Piscean mother, you know, who's been very, you know, I would say you're a spiritual warrior, bearer of the light. The AB1, you know, and see how the death, the Grim Reaper stops there, you know. It knows its place, it knows its bounds, you know what I mean? I don't know if you've been fighting a whole demon out here in whatever context that you have been, but whatever it is, that energy, you have surpassed that and faced that fear. So I want to say congratulations to you. You're not alone. The illusion is that you're walking alone, but you do have your sword, and you have your intelligence, and you have your greatest gift is your service to humanity in the way that you serve others. Kindness is one of your greatest keys. Your smile, Pisces. When you smile, it lights up a room. You know, when you're out doing things that push you, it pushes others to try that too. You know, you are showing others how to heal through things too as you move forward. This is your purpose. It's your purpose to speak about the things that you've been through to help others, you know, where you feel guided to. Anything else for the finances? 10 of Pentacles. Wow. And expect a huge turnaround. Like something by Christmas time, I'm hearing. It might be completely different. You know, you could have somebody who really admires you, and this could be an older person in whatever way. That sees the hard work and the toil that you put in. Somebody here, you know, wants to support you in every way. As you supporting yourself, you know, this person knows what you've been up against and your strength that you've had. And this person says, you know, you'll never forget how this all started out. When you look back on it, all the tireless nights, all the tireless days, you know, moving your things around in whatever way it is for you, you don't realize the impact and the difference that you're having on others, to bear witness to their own, you know, their own monstrosities. Show others that they can walk the way too. And in doing that, you are becoming enlightened and finding what else, you know, you're made of. You're limitless. You know, expect some blocks to fall away. You know, your choices today are having an impact on your lessons tomorrow. You know, they really do, even the smallest ones. So when you move with kindness. All right, I'll get an angel number for you. And then we'll move on to Scorpio. You've got 333 support, and you have the card of support out here. So the big emphasis on you are being supported right now. Reclaim to yourself, I am a limitless being. I can manifest whatever I desire into the physical reality. You are worthy of affection, leisure, and pleasure. If you tell your family and friends how you feel, you'll find that you're all on the same page and can work together effectively. Many people are rooting for you. If you spread love, it will find its way back to you multiplied. And that really, thank you for bringing that through. There's 30 in here. I said 33 when I looked at it. I could be fibbing. 333. Growth, creativity, joy, community, vision, and talents. Seeing the angel number 333 is a sign that it is time to focus inwards and work on your skills. Discover your talents and use your imagination. Unleash your inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and sense of competence. It does wonders for your sense of purpose and contributes to your community. All right. Wish you well, Pisces. Thank you guys for hitting the like and subscribe button. If you do want a personal read with me, you can email me at angeldynasty, all lowercase, one word, the number 33 at gmail.com. I just got done with Pisces, Jen. Hello. Teresa, hi. Okay, we're moving on to Scorpio. Let's do this. What's up, Bill? Josh, what's up? All right, let's clear away this clutter. Do you have allergies, Scorpio, or clearing out? It's kind of interesting. I've seen somebody clearing out somebody's grandmother's stuff or somebody, older person's stuff out of the closet, finally getting rid of stuff. So Scorpio, maybe you're unpacking, maybe you're letting go of things that don't, you know, the only card stayed out here is as you connect to spirit, you draw closer to your highest self, and trust was out here. Trust. I really do feel like somebody's communicating with somebody who's passed on and you have their stuff. Maybe you kept a lot, you know, but it feels like you're ready to kind of go through some things. You know, if you're not going to make the pillows or the blankets out of it, or if you are, put those in a bag and put them up, and maybe one day you'll get to it. Maybe not now, but making more space. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. All right. Forgiveness is out here. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Ooh. What's going on, Scorpio? Spirit guides message. Spirit guides messages for beautiful Scorpios. Scorpio, thank you for watching and hitting the like button. Compassion. Embrace others' differences. Accept your own imperfections. Ooh, somebody is a really hard time letting go here. Okay, Scorpios, you guys can be very stubborn, but somebody has a really hard time letting go if they feel it's almost like the attack of the ego, or deeply wounded, deeply hurt, and almost to a part where it can become it becomes a strong characteristic trait. And it can happen all, but Scorpio, you possess this super power of being, you're really deep, but when you shut off and shut down, like, man, you really just shut everybody out. And sometimes you might not realize it, but it causes more damage. See the back turn and being blocked, you know what I mean? Being like this all the time. And you realize you're the only one standing out there. People realize they're blocked. That's why maybe nobody's calling anymore. Scorpio, I don't know if you're going through, a dark part or a heavy part in your marriage, but I am looking down and seeing something or heavy within the home or home structure. Anything else from the spirit guides? For Pisces, wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. Okay, so I heard dark night of the soul. Light. The light dispels darkness. Keep your inner light shining. Yeah, really up against some obstacles within. Deep soul wound here, it feels like. You don't have to do everything alone, Pisces. I know there's a block here, it feels like, in communicating or just feeling like misunderstood. And sometimes that's the saddest way to feel, is misunderstood and not knowing how you can. And the reality of it is that, when communication is at that point, it's because, somebody shifted out of that frequency to communicate in that way, because, just probably not resonating with that version of yourself anymore in some way. Or not understanding or looking at somebody and seeing somebody completely different, but it has created wisdom. You've got indecision, failure, and purpose out here. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life, and that could be something that you're, on the heart chakra here, focusing on not letting the small things get to you. Failure, purpose, and indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. I know what I am here to do. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So you could be laughing at lessons or things that are happening and being like, okay, I see. And this guy does kind of remind me, I don't know why, but of Mr. Miyagi. What do you guys think? Wax on, wax off. The teacher, the silent teacher, I'm hearing. Okay. Past life could come up. Somebody here has a unique ability to access past life information. I feel like a past life regressionist. Somebody perhaps who does hypnotherapy or is thinking about rapid transformational healing and therapy. Apothecary, bringing in new ideas for healing modalities, light therapy here. Even setting up some kind of dining or food entertainment area where there's music that elevates the spirit, and food as well. A very healing place. It looks like somebody's like, I don't know, they're blessing the land, and they have totems around for protection within that place. I don't know if somebody's setting up a retreat center or something in that way, Scorpio. That could be something that this could just be a confirmation, or you could see it in a dream later. What does the universe have to say? Scorpio. Count all of your blessings, even the small ones. Show gratitude and appreciation for all that you have in your life and all that has yet to come into it. Your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? So, this said, isn't that a wonderful thought? So, if you are thinking about doing something as far as that, or coming together, that might be something you've never even thought you would do, and you might be introduced to the right people. Through experience, you gain wisdom, and you're going to find people that share a similar vision. Maybe you've been up against people that have been repetitively blocked energetically in a lot of ways, to where it's stifled your own growth in your imagination, your creativity, and even your connection to yourself. So on On a deep level, it feels like there is fear here of not having a purpose. The fear of failing is not as significant as the fear of not having a purpose, not impacting others in a positive way, or, you know, evolutionizing from the way that you were raised. That to you just seems, you know, and that's the lightheartedness in this, is that you can look and see how others have been to you, how you've been to yourself, and how certain things are built out of those that become heavy over time. When two people or a dynamic come together that don't really have that foundation, you're understanding how things are built. Accept where you are at this moment in time. Only then can you begin to move forward. Be clear about your intentions. This makes it easier for us and the universe to help you. Doors will unexpectedly be ready. What you see, we see that you are on the brink of a breakthrough that you have been patiently waiting for. A situation is about to come full circle. The lessons have been learned. This is a win-win situation for you. Trust that we are working behind the scenes to ensure the best outcome. All right, so let's take a look and see what's going on. Somebody here's into astrology, constellations, the stars, you know, you're really driven to that. You know, Nostradamus and those ideas. Somebody here also works with the Dolores Cannon, those techniques, and it feels like she comes along as a guide. She's also going to help in that. Dolores Cannon, who's now passed. It has to do with she did a lot of work, and there's a lot of information out there for somebody to pick up from that and advance that in such a way that it would be irresistible to the public to want to heal, is what I'm hearing. What up, Pickles? Okay. Scorpio, what's going on? Oh, and that's where I was headed. For the highest good of Scorpio, here we go. Let's take a look at the energy. Okay, so you are learning at this time, you know, you're working on your success, you're learning teamwork at this time. If you have a question and you were just thinking it, the answer is yes. Fear shows up again. There's such an emphasis on fear of failure. Fear of failure here. If you're going to try to start a business, or you have a business venture, or you want to switch it up in a way, the best way you can learn is from your failures. You know what I mean? That's how we, as humans, kind of, in the corporeal state of the mind, that's how we gauge how we're doing or increasing in whatever way. Success, right? That's how it's measured. How do you feel, though? You know, you could have an inability here coping with something. There could be some guilt or remorse around this situation. Is something coming together here that might be a little toxic? Maybe you're dreading some sort of wedding or festivity, some sort of coming together at this time. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, expect friendship, Scorpio. You know, there is such a thing as friendship, and things can be mended and healed through growth, you know. Release the expectation in whatever way this is for Scorpio. Is there anxiety around a friendship here and the purpose behind it? Maybe you constantly are going over a certain dynamic in your head and what it means to you spiritually on a certain basis. Wow. Scorpio. It's time to make a new plan. Okay, if you're feeling blocked from a specific destination, or maybe you're just realizing things feel blocked in that direction, like I said, I understand that mistakes is only an opportunity to learn, and it looks like you're been or going through that learning curve at this time to grow you in a specific way, so you can see something different. You know, it's time to go back to the drawing board here. You know, if you're reluctant to change, I'm saying that, or understand why you're blocked. I don't know if somebody's having a tantrum or a fit or kind of, but there's a tower moment that comes in. The tower is what brings a new beginning in a creative way. And this is just saying, you know, it could be really low on energy as well. You know, does your house feel like a battleground? Do you feel blocked in your house? You know, somebody here's wanting a different side of enlightenment, Scorpio. I see that here. You know, I see that there's searching and the enlightenment that's behind it. Don't stay stuck too long, I want to say. Don't stay stuck too long. You've got the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords, she's walking away. And a Knight of Cups. Okay, so that's what's going to get you through this situation, is understanding that everybody brings a cup to the table, right? The way that they handle emotions, the way that shit could even be their alcohol, who knows? But the way that things are brought together in some way. And everybody cherishes that cup in their own way. It's their way of being, their emotions, the way they deal with shit. Huh? Yeah. Okay, to where? Okay. Biggie Smalls. I just heard Biggie Smalls. No, I just heard it. Okay. Only love is real. I'm hearing that. Only love is real. You know, and that's what gets you out of the mental traps. Or, you know, whatever was blocked before and that you weren't seeing a way out of, whatever shakes this up. And I kind of want to look at what that is. There could be somebody that moves in hasty and kind of creates change, a little bit of upheaval or chaos in the best ways. You know, it could be a few people, Scorpio, that are, you're just not celebrating the things that you used to, you know. Maybe you have taken time to yourself, or it's time to go through a process of being alone before you advance another way. There really is an ending to a process here. The home feels prominent for Scorpio. I don't know, your home situation or ending to whatever this is. I also want to say, you know, I'm hearing it, so I'm going to say it. You've been favorable with the gods. So, I don't know what that means to you, but tell me about the Seven of Wands. These cards feel heavy as they fall out. Okay, so really where you're blocked ends up being a victory for you anyways. You just didn't see it. You've seen it as a failure somewhere here, and you think it's on a part of your indecision in whatever way. You did gain more wisdom from this, or will be gaining more wisdom. It's the thing that really sets you free, so you're not dependent on anybody else. You can trust your mind. You can trust your process. You know, get some rest from this. Maybe somebody here is doing a lot of overthinking, you know, and getting some rest here. Why is the Three of Swords in reverse out here? Yeah, I'm telling you, these cards are hitting hot. Forgiveness. Three of Wands, you know, action on this. There's action here. There's a element of forgiveness and action being taken. Wow, you might really be seeing a new start with somebody that you once felt very connected to, that you see as soul family, somebody who is giving. You could communicate with this person through the World Wide Web, but there's action here that creates an opening for a new beginning, and the beginning is communication, and it feels like this communication might have something to do with giving and receiving, whether this is community work or the working with others or inspired minds is what I'm hearing. The Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, you know, the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. I want to say if you've really been at the Page of Pentacles, you know, feeling, you know, you have a lot to give to, you know, nobody's, you know, money doubles, rent's doubled how much over the last year? Has anybody else's money doubled twice over the last year? Because mine fucking hasn't. You know what I mean? And it feels like somebody's getting a break in some way, you know, meets the right person at the right time and is able to get, I'm hearing, grandfathered in to a new situation. You know, the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Somebody from the other side has your back. You know, your family loves you. And this is bringing inspired action. You're so ready to walk away from whatever this is. You know, it's like, I want fulfillment. And my fulfillment comes from fear. The times, if you look back, that, you know, you went and put in the application and did your interview for the prison job where they're in your fucking coochie damn near just to see if you're capable of the job, you know, combing through your history. You know, it's like maybe that doesn't suit you anymore, you know. Three's a crowd, too many people in it, you know what I mean? You're kind of more an inspired inventor with the Hermit out there, you know, you're understanding there's certain layers to people, and some people only come up to a certain layer, and that just does not, you know what I mean, jive. That's why this didn't jive. That's why there was a blockage here, and I feel like what wasn't being seen is absolutely going to be seen now. Whatever's in or around the house. Look, there's like a bunch of vultures and shit flying. Is it? Or am I just seeing it? Yeah, it looks like it. A bunch of birds. No, it's just tattered and torn. See, I'm telling you, whatever's around this house, this tower that comes in, it's really going to illuminate things as you connect to your spirit. You know, and I will say, you know, there is, you know, Scorpio, you look good. Maybe you did dye your hair red here. You're gaining wisdom from whatever this is that you were blocked from, the information that comes. Okay, so you'll be receiving a call, a text, intuitively in whatever way that this comes through about really what you thought was a blockage ends up being something very victorious for you. This does feel like this is really destined by the universe in whatever way for the light work that you have done or put out there. And if you are waiting for a new home, Scorpio, or something with a home, I want to say that I feel like wherever you've been blocked, it could be, you know, there could have just been others there that wouldn't have been beneficial for you to be by in the long run. It feels like you surpassed those lessons with specific energies, and those energies is all what's really manifesting in that area. So perhaps if you didn't get the place, the job, the house, the girl, the guy, things at this point, they're being renewed. You'll see that this will be a celebration. All right. You might meet the person, you know, that's coming towards you through work. This could be somebody who's healing through something as well. Well, you're quite the healer, aren't you? You're just out there speaking your truth constantly, Ace of Swords, doing the good Lord's work. That's what I'm saying. It's like your strength and the way that you just communicate with people, bring humor into your life or wisdom. You know, it's something that's going to be very beneficial for you, Scorpio. Delivery of messages, and maybe it is to breed hope and purpose into others who, you know, even if this is sharing your story, that they can trust to have compassion again once they've been blocked off or you've been cut off from your own spirit. That's the most scariest place to be. Fuck missing somebody. The scariest place I've ever been is in anxiety, feeling no compassion or so detached from my own spirit and my own light. That there's nothing worse in the world than feeling detached, and that's most of the time to the point where a lot of us think about, is it better if I'm not here? That thought crosses. I'm not saying that that's the intention, but you know, and that's a sad thought that anybody would have. Maybe people are better off if I'm not here. And when you, it's not to chastise or to have pity, but when people really have that genuine thought, like, what is my existence doing here? It's very sad. You know, and that's why I have this channel, because maybe somebody who doesn't talk to other people scrolls along it and might find a light, a hope, a breath of something within whatever I share from my imperfectness and my imperfect, you know, experience here of honoring myself, the human. Let's get an angel number for you. Scorpio, lessons learned. Boy, that couldn't have said it any better. 999. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive towards your goals. Maintain your monument, maintain your momentum, and know that the powers of heaven have your back. You made it, and the reward goes to you. And I told you, it's like the universe is really, really going to help you out here. It's going to feel very much like a miracle, and however something is, you know, revolutionized, released, forgiven, and it's just a very powerful dynamic. So I'm excited to say that for you, Scorpio. All right. Let's see what we're going into now. That was water signs. We did Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Now we're going to go into air signs. And I'm going to take a short intermission. Sorry if you guys are watching this live. I'm going to go get me something cold to drink. Maybe there's ice in the ice machine now. That iced coffee was amazing. Hi, Jeff. What up? Giggles. Did that read resonate with any of you guys? Bill. So next we're doing air signs. We'll do Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then we'll go to earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and then we'll do fire. Money, indeed. All right, I'm gonna go get something cold to drink, and I shall return. Okay, I am back. I got me some water. Okay. Gemini, here we go. For the sign of Gemini. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangel Michael, thank you for guarding the gates. Has to connect with the collective consciousness to the astrological sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. May whoever needs this message receive the message that they need most. Always found this deck kind of hard to shuffle. It's big. Is this? That's the one. Excuse me. 63. Choose the healing option. Connect with your energetic heart to intuit the healing option. You may need to set a tough, loving boundary or gleefully follow your bliss. Ask your sixth sense, what would love do? The healing option is the one most loving to yourself and others. Make compassion your North Star now. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Acknowledge intuitive mastery. Take pride in your intuitive skills. It's one thing to possess raw psychic talent or potential, but you've also displayed a willingness to practice, learn, and explore your intuitive gifts. Developing and trusting your sixth sense is a lifetime's work, yet your current prophecy is worth celebrating. Reward yourself, acknowledge milestones. I was feeling that too, acknowledging how far you've come. What read was that? Was that Pisces read that I channeled that in? You might connect with the Pisces read as well. Oh, we've got one more card over here, number 13. Cultivate energy awareness. Improving your intuition requires understanding energy, its power, its proximity, its nuances, and its importances. Notice energy, your own, the energy of other individuals and groups, the energy of situations and opportunities. the energy of physical spaces, and the fluctuations in world energy. Name and describe types of energy you encounter. Wow. I feel like somebody here could be a psychiatrist in that way. We're going to talk about bringing in new healing practices or modalities for others in the future, those healing from, I'm just going to say right now, it said prophecy, and I'm literally being told to say, you know, the addictions and things like that. It's neurological, and it's all things that we've been exposed to here. And as other leadership moves in, these star seeds, these beings that are here to embody love again, you know, those indigo children, those rainbow children, you know, there's so many different energies of light and remembrance here at the same time. It's phenomenal, and it takes, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and this world's been built on a pretty faulty empire for a very long time, and it's time that the star seeds and those with the truth and for the highest good of all start to evolve. This is why when we come to these reads and we're talking about having courage, have courage to stand up to those in your life. You never know what position you will be put into the future where your power is your truth. That's your power. People are going to say, oh, you're a effing liar, you're this or that, and they're always going to have their opinion, but your truth is your honor. And that's why standing up to smaller energies, that's why it's talking about here, understanding energies. Know how to read the room. You know how to understand energy on that level. Very, very in tune in that way. I'm talking to somebody here, you know, I'm seeing somebody who really either became a parent young, dropped out of school, or just has really dedicated a lot of their time and space to their children. And there's really something important about what you're doing for others. It's just a gateway. Getting the people, getting to meet the people, know the people. You're building many connections on many levels. You know, and Jason, they're showing me now how, you know, you tattooing on others, we wear these on our skin forever. These are pieces. I'm hearing Incan for you, you know, Incan, Mayan. This is something that you've always done, Jace, you know, on different levels, and this was an honor to earn your stripes into. You do this in the spirit realm too, energetically. You have your own insignia, your own marks. It's like tribal. You know, kind of like my arm, you know, you wear it. It's your full-bodied sigil, in a way. It's your energy imprint. Very beautiful. Your energy came through very dominant right there. You know, Gemini, I'm seeing union, and I'm seeing 44, and I'm seeing the 4 of Cups, and the ship has sailed away, and I'm seeing leaving something behind. You know what I mean? Or the backside of something. And if you're, don't be blocked or guarded and weighed down. You know, you have to go after what you desire. You know what I mean? Look at this guy. This is the 6 of Cups, you know. There's a lot of people, look how old he is, finally realizing the secret of life. You know what I mean? Everything in the background's burning, and here's the king, you know. You're this close, Gemini, to meeting somebody new. The sunny side of this is, look, she just pops up out of the water. You hear something, you go outside, and then there she is. Oh, hello, cheerio, mate. Hi, I'm just a fucking mermaid. You know, put a death to what you thought was love, what you thought could match that rose, the beast, right? Show me the girl. All that energy, that feeling, that connectivity. Don't mistake somebody else's lack to understand you on a deeper level. I want to say, Gemini, you rarely get met with the energy that you put out. And you really have a justice complex in a way, survivor, you know, moving on and leaving people behind, or being left behind, you know, that's something that's a trigger in here. And when things don't go the way you thought they were and people do leave you, it feels like you get this sense of failure that you couldn't make something to work. Paging Dr. Herman. There's a lot of, you know, heavy weighted, blocked off energy. Maybe this is a fear. So I'm going to take a look and see. I can't help but seeing, I'm hearing that song, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. And it felt happy when I was looking at this, like two people skipping together, like, you know, home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is, Gemini. Embrace others' differences and accept your own imperfections. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. Maybe a ship sailing away, you know, as you're standing there saying, well, that's a motherfucker, you know, there's other people unloading, and that's when you have a run-in in that way, or run into somebody else. I'm hearing Baloo off of the Jungle Book, Tarzan and Jane. It's just going to be something, Pongo, when he runs the owner out the door in 101 Dalmatians. 101 most times when you're receiving information about a specific subject. And that's how he ends up meeting, you know, in that movie, the girl. They fall into the water together, and she was kind of pissy, and then they end up laughing. And it was just like, I can definitely, don't commit at this point. You know, it's like your soul saying, you know, you may have manifested some things, but you don't even know the best of it yet. You have many layers to yourself and many options at hand. You know, many options at hand here. So let's see what's going on. Tower. Ooh, something's been seen. If you have an intention with your spirit guides that on any level, in any relationship, I'm asking my guides, because it's your divine right to work and invoke your angels and your spirit guides on whatever level. Open your consciousness up in whatever way that you do, whether you divinate or whatever way. Somebody here definitely divinates. Somebody here is definitely the birds. So there's a tower coming. So shit that was not, I don't know if somebody else had options here, Gemini. I don't know. Or the options that you had just weren't feeling that great until you looked out and you've seen something that you didn't see before. And this is like your spirit guide saying, don't worry. I'm hearing save the best for last, number 67. See her? She just pops up and he's like, how the fuck did you do that? Show me the girl. Little did you know. I'm hearing Italy and Rome. For some reason, there could be an Italian. I'm also hearing Korea and Philippines. Manifesting stuff quickly. Surprise encounter. You know, not all towers are bad towers. I see in the sun. You know, it will be one that brings enlightenment. If you ask that if people be exposed around you, you tap in a way to understand those things, and you're very gifted with your intuition. You understand yourself. You're connected. And you've asked to see the truth of the situation, you're going to see that. And it'll show up in more ways than one. Be careful leaving the stove and shit on, you know, like the hand towels. You know, if you run out the door, you get distracted, especially if you smoke weed. Don't put the fucking hand towel on the stove, or if you have an open flame. It's just want to say that too. Also, some of you, you know, like if you've been patching up some electrical or some shit that's just kind of like, you know, you plug it in and it goes, that's, you know, kill the fucking power box and get a new reset and put it in there, you know. I'm hearing one man's trash is another man's treasure. Excuse me. Children are, and memories could be very prominent here, Gemini. The simple things in life shows up in your energy, and anything that doesn't suit with that, it feels like you're kind of not, like, my kids come first. My well fucking being comes first, and if my intuition's signaling me in a specific way that I know this feeling, it resonates, you know, I understand the emotions of others. If it's coming from a hurt place, it's like maybe you just don't have the energy to put into those situations anymore. And that could be the thing, is you know, I don't know why I see the Hermit in my mind's eyes, the Hierophant's out here. You really channel. You challenge a lot of things that make things that are supposed to be more simple, that make things more complex. And you can see through the silver, you know, there's no fucking silver lining. It is either, you know, there's complex people and there's people that are just fucking easy to get on with. And you have probably spent a lot of time and energy into people who are selfish, very integrated within systems, or their way of being has, you know, some sort of political group or backing in whatever way, to where it could even compromise your stability at sometimes interacting with these types of people because of selfishness and greed. And I'm just going to say that. You know, what's important to you that's showing up is that you're having structure and routine within the way that you are with yourself. You know, you could have gotten out of balance there for a little bit, or things, you know, once you get the house clean, then the car looks like shit. And once you get the car clean, the garage goes to shit, you know, and then you go camping, and then everything looks like shit again. You know what I mean? And it's just trying to catch up on those things, and it's almost, it could just be a lot, not knowing where to start, you know. But I know right now the thing that is one of your greatest blessings is your honesty and your integrity. You know, that's one of the things, that's why you have access, I'm hearing, to the all-seeing eye. You know, you might be going back to your roots. You might be going back to something that you did before and making investments there. You know, you're showing up as somebody's putting in hard work and things that are going to pay off for you. Gemini, structure, routine, intelligent. You know, maintaining good morals and ethics is where this advancement comes from. You're harnessing off of the right energies. You're sowing good seeds. Your compassion that you have for others is a key here, Gemini. You might have anxiety about, you know, maybe just don't feel like you have the energy to get something up off the ground. Or you could be feeling oppressed in some way. And I do feel like there is a sense of fear of failure. You know, maybe you lost something by taking a chance, and now that's kind of just embedded within your head. And then there's the home again. You know, it could have something to do with that. Let's see what's coming towards you. You know, there are good things coming to fruition. You know, all these, you know, God sees this eye right here. This is somebody who sees when you say, no, I can't accept that. No, I'm not playing, you know. Look at the backside. See this mask here? It's striking, but the mask is still on. You could have been dealing, too, with people who, you know, I'm here to take your kindness for weakness, but just trust your intuition. You know, you have a lot of intuitive gifts, and some of these people that play their F games, they'll be ones that help you to understand yourself on a deeper level through whatever way you allow it to affect you. For some of you, it's anxiety and within the mind, you know what I mean? There could be regret around something here, and that could be why there's a change, or a change in space now. Okay. There in the Tower, truth in the Tower. What is going on? And the Magician. There could also be a truth here about something that was unrequited as far as love goes. Maybe it's like, fuck. I know I've known you from my childhood, you know, and I invested a lot of time and energy into this, but it's like at the sake of your own happiness, you know, it gives you anxiety thinking about, you know, because your soul's not happy, you know, your soul's not truly happy with what you're going after, it feels like, you know, or what you've set your mind on, or what the things that your mind worries about. It's like somebody here's kind of lowered themselves in frequency by worrying, and focusing on the unhappinesses, you know, and having unrealistic expectations. The most important thing you can do as a human is create in the day, in the moment. We always have a tendency to go to the past or the future, but very often our body's on autopilot, just as we're doing dishes or chores, and we're having these escapism moments, Gemini. There's a truth coming in here about trauma, about a specific chaos. You know, there's revelations that will be coming out. This also could result in some sort of natural disaster in some way. You know, there's a lot of strength that you could knit a fucking blanket with the threads of strength you've had to have, and the threads of faith and hope that you've had to have, Gemini. You know, and you keep a lot of that locked away. You know, and here's a tattoo artist, you know, maybe you're expressing it through getting a tattoo, Gemini, or giving the tattoos. The home again, you know, they're 44. It's a mastery number. It's building strength, you know. For somebody who's lost their family or feels like they're dynamic, you know, relentlessly and tirelessly, you know, putting in energy and effort, there is reward here. And your reward is the fact that you have deeper wisdom, knowledge about spirit, and a new beginning in the way that you're doing that. I do feel like some of you who definitely don't think, what's hiding behind here? the King of Wands. Think you have the ability to do something or start something new, especially if it's speaking. If you're good at singing and whatever it is that you do, you're being pulled to the limelight. You know, you're receiving these messages and these pictures and whatever it is that you'll draw and how to work and who to connect with through spirit. Some of you, you're going to find out by next year, next fall, that you are having a baby. And you would never in your wildest dreams think that you would have a baby. For some of you, it will be your number 4, I'm hearing. Some of you, it will be your 8th. For some of you, it will be your 1st. The one bird goes by. Where do I want to go? So it's like options, right? Where do I want to go? You're integrating something here. And I wonder what this truth is when I call on this. What is this truth? I'm about to mix 2 decks. Why not? They're the same size. I seen astro travel. So I'm just wondering, like, on what level. Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? Gemini need to know at this time. You're showing up in your truth. Okay, you're showing up in your energy. Secret temptations, being led astray. Oh, fuck, is that the Tower? Multi-dimensional healing. Yeah, so there could have been somebody stepped out here. Okay, and that could be, and I think maybe, okay, I'm just going to say it. Somebody was in a really long time relationship or knew somebody from a long time as a childhood and was making investments into somebody with the fears that maybe something, you know, there's one person in bed, maybe there's distance, maybe you guys aren't together. You know, this person's over here in a village. I'm back. Sorry about that. Shit happens, I guess. I was talking about in the Gemini read. I am on Gemini. My phone cut out, so I know when you're rewatching it, you're gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? You just might be like that all the time. And I think it does that. I notice it does that when it's like that's that. So let's keep looking into you'll understand, you know, trust your intuition here. Star family, star beings, ancestors of the light. What does Gemini need to know at this time? Receive love from the other side. Cultivate energy and awareness. Acknowledge intuitive mastery. Acknowledge your milestones. Reward yourself. You can celebrate with yourself. Your guides are celebrating with you. Divine will. Let go of fear. Living light energy. See the beauty of life. And illuminate the shadow. Focus on a solution. What's in the shadow that needs illuminated? 21, 25, and the number 12. The initials DLL. Receiving cosmic intelligence, divine creativity. So that's what's hidden within the shadows. And the fear seems like it might lie within the ability to channel your own self. In some ways, the past energy is now present. It feels like it might be playing out in a shadow aspect here. Act with care. You know, that's love and light. Saying love and light. Light coach, travel awaits you. What's the stumbling block here? What's the fear? Fear of the unknown, I heard. Balance will be restored. So fragmented soul. Calling back many aspects of yourself on many layers, and even perhaps even throughout your family lineage, your family tree, those dynamics here energetically. And then you got a mission accomplished in reverse and welcome home. So maybe not feeling like you have a place here, you know. Escaping into creativity. Escaping into your creativity. That's where the shadow lies. Those attributes of yourself. The chosen one. Fast track ascension. Right now they're showing me like binaural beats and energy signature and how that is helping at this time. You know, within the shadow, that's where a lot of, you know, your strength has come from. You know, you're with the divine creativity out here. positivity, bringing positivity to an aspect of yourself that perhaps maybe you didn't before. Receive the gift, the Holy Grail code. Wow. Releasing the past, karmic relationship, number 11. 11 is my yes number. So if you are asking the question, I know I'm being told yes. And it's a manifestation, whatever comes about from that past situation, because you are connected. And it's just, some of you have surpassed some of those lessons, and some of you are going through them now. I'm hearing cardiac arrest, okay? And, you know, my chest is kind of felt and tight. I don't know if somebody's like on a nebulizer, or somebody has a hard time breathing in that way. And I don't know if this is from the fear and anxiety, or it feels like something like an elephant sitting on your chest. Number 44 is mastery, and I'm being guided I'm just gonna speak out over, you know, however that distortion of energy has come through and manifested in whatever way on your being. If you want to receive it, you can. If not, you can pass forward. So just put your hand on your heart. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Basa Varate, Kiva Papaya, Shavarata, Kataya, Sebedekivra, Shavatu. Bikapasa, Vibo, Chisa, Sabatatia. You know what they're talking about right now is this, like, this huge aspect of yourself has been so fucking oppressed. So fucking oppressed behind, and I don't even know what it is. It's like whatever uncoded or recoded something within your cellular and your biological system. You know, anybody who, you know, uses like day-to-day meds, big pharma, you know, the things that we get addicted to. They call it Public Enemy 101. It does rewrite other things. And some of those old codings and those old systems no longer, are reverberating. And it's like, I almost feel like throwing up. So I don't know if somebody's been sick. This is very interesting. Just the nausea. Somebody else feels like they might be going through, you know, like the heat sweats. They're coming off of pills, like opiate. It kind of feels like that. You have the divine will, and that's just for whoever. This read is for Gemini, so that could, whatever has been oppressed, whatever this fear is, whatever this anxiety is, whatever that, you think about over and over, it's like, just think about being on the edge of the cliff. If not, it's crumbling, you know what I mean? And you either go down or you miss your opportunity to leap. What you find may not be what you expect, but what you truly needed, your spirit guides are saying. Don't be afraid of failure. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe you only feel like you have one fight left in you. Gemini, that's not true. Listen to your intuition. It never lies. Cleanse your mind and spirit. Remove negative energy. Miracles are everywhere. Keeping the faith. It's like, somebody's going to feel so much better from, I don't know what the fuck this is. You know, something that's a doorway. Maybe somebody had an open energetic doorway in some way that was attached to their intuition or to their throat chakra. It's like I see in the eyes of a cobra when I close my eyes. Accept others and yourself and welcome new opportunities. Receive the cleansing, receive the celestial insight, illuminate the shadow aspects and the things that hide deep within your mind. That's what's really coming out here, and it's like there's no more hiding. That's what I'm hearing. There's no more need to hide. This is your turning point. This is what you were made for. I'm hearing legends never die. Legends never die. Alright, angel number for Gemini, and then we will go to Libra. You got two numbers. 0550, the eye candy, and 1515, the big break. An opportunity, help, extra cash, or other support is coming your way, so keep going. And have fun when performing your task. The most tremendous success comes from passion. All efforts will be rewarded big time. Get some fresh air and call some of your pals over. Take a look around you. There is so much natural beauty waiting to be discovered. Either you will soon become involved in an exciting new project, or you will go out on a date. I felt that energy too. That's the leap. I feel like for some of you, it's going to be actually trusting that there, you know, for some of you, you know, you're dealing with somebody who has options and does keep them open. You know what I mean? If you're dead set on this person, you could feel that energy. That's your intuition talking to you. Especially if you're connected to your spirit guides and you ask for signs and synchronicities. These dogs haven't shut up. You know, oh, now they're quiet. Either you will soon become involved in an exciting new project, or you will go out on a date. Put charisma to use everywhere. Spread your charm around. You know, you're very charming. Don't stay small because other people, you know, shine bright. I don't know what it is. This person, Gemini, might make you feel, I don't know, like you owe them, or there's like a level of like, it's not your realm of things to take care of. You know, this person's got to figure shit out on their own, is what I'm hearing. You know, we all have to face our shadow aspect because, you know, easy come, easy go. I read that. Oh, get some fresh air. I did read that. I'm blipping in and out of time again. It's going to be so funny in the future. Alright, who do I got next? Who do I have? What's not to read? Let's see all the messages. Libra. Stay with Libra. Let's go, Libra. Libra, I think you guys hit the like and subscribe button. If you guys want a personal read with me, you can email me at angeldynasty33@gmail.com for a read that's specific to your very own energy. I read for the highest good of all unless you have specific questions. I also do offer energy cleansing as well that I will guide you through so that you can do it in the future with yourself. I will teach you. All right. This feels very prominent here. Mindfully turning into energy and emotions around you now is nourishing, whether it is the calming energy of nature, inspiring energy of somebody you admire, or the connection in intimately sharing somebody else's emotional experience. It is safe, healthy, and healing to absorb in a balanced way. Bond with others and the world. Number 5. Number 64, adopt and adapt intuitive rituals. Rituals are not necessarily to access your intuition, but for some people, rituals may heighten, encourage, or focus intuition. Rituals can be as simple as lighting a candle, saying a prayer, placing your hand over your heart, ringing a bell, or sitting in a certain spot. Adapt the rituals of others. Use intuition to dissect patterns and soften triggers. Use your intuition as a trigger detective. Which childhood or past traumas may be tripping up present-day you? Which patterns or themes are you noticing that may be nudges from spirit guides leading you towards growth and healing? Be kind and patient with yourself now as you weave in your web of patterns. Interesting, and I found a lady who was talking about back in the day when somebody had a cut. I'm surprised it's letting me get back on. Well, cranky, I swear. Some of the things that goes on trying to get on these things. Alright. Welcome to the channel. My name is Casey. Sorry, we blipped out there. We are on the sign of, I almost said 11. Libra. Alright. So, when things cut out like that, I kind of believe like there's a break in the message so that, you know, for whatever reason, maybe that's all you needed to know on that. And when I get in that state and then I take time, I was going folding laundry, waiting, Yeah, I totally forget where the hell we were. So, here we go for Libra. What's going on? 10 minutes and counting. That's the fastest I've ever been. Wow, that's a little tricky one. The Page of Swords wanted to come out. Well, I wanted to come all the way out. I've got a new idea. Libra. Libra, do you divinate? Are you working with cards? Do you work with energies in some way? I'm hearing light weaver, and I'm also hearing airbender. Libra. Are you training? You know, there's somebody could be combat training out here, or just in states of conflict. Maybe friendship. Maybe you are having conflict with friends at this time. You know, Libra, I think that there is somebody that you are having a hard time letting go or leaving behind in whatever way, or the conflict. Maybe you guys' ideas aren't the same. You know, maybe you realize somebody prefers, you know, they're going through something right now. And there's an offness about the intuition in the situation, you know, or an ability to use intuition for a new beginning to come about. The Chariots here. These cards, these cards are coming out. Interesting. All right, tell me about the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so you know, somebody is working, Libra, hard to remove or walk away from things that don't serve them no more. You know, they're doing the inner work. Somebody's trying to change the way that they look at something. Maybe they have had intuitive blind spots, or they're just stubborn, or, you know, they're just frustrated with whatever that is. And that's probably why this Five of Wands is out here, you know. Tell me about the Five of Wands. You know what I mean? I feel like somebody here is, I'm hearing mal-tempered, but kind of flies off the handle, or just, you know, doesn't really think much, you know. They kind of just go into action on things. So this could be a lesson that somebody in this situation here is learning. You know, learning the nudges from spirit. I have the Two of Swords in reverse, the Ten of Swords, yeah. So pain is blinding, and pain sometimes can suck us into us staying in situations that aren't exactly healthy for us, and that reflect deep insecurity, I'm hearing, and a deep wound within. Libra, you know, somebody's trying to heal through something here, trying to heal, you know, and the way they go about it isn't always the easiest here, but I want to say that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, you know. Focus on the heart space, I want to say. Focus on the heart space. See Four of Wands and the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups. So, wow. If you've been through something with somebody, or actually I don't even go that route. Something's done. You know what I mean? Done listening, not listening to your intuition. Done with the hasty, combative attitude. Tired of going to work. Tired of going to work carrying, you know, shit. Tired of just being all of it. You know, and somebody here is really focusing on their inner cup, their own self-love. In this situation, it says, I can't work like this anymore. You know, walking away from something that is, you know, I just keep hearing the word pitiful. You know, somebody who maybe perhaps gets in that energy. You know, I just heard this. Somebody might win a car or receive a car as a gift in that way. Universe is doing something to make something happen for somebody. I see the Four of Wands was back there. You know, this definitely could have to do with a house or a living situation as well. Alright. What's going on here for Libra? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Libra Noche. What's the new beginning about here with the Ace of Wands? What is this? It wants to bounce over on leaving. The new beginning is leaving the devil behind, addiction, depression. Somebody has some mental health, okay, where they snap. And I don't think two people are connecting on the same level. Somebody here just, they like, in some way it's comfort for them to stay in that state of, just leave me alone. You know, you can't fix this, I'm always going to be this way, or whatever it is. And somebody's literally at a breaking point with that, in whatever dynamic this is, you know, feeling powerlessness, feeling hopelessness. You know, it's a toxic situation to be in, and I see why somebody here is leaving this situation. You know, maybe there was bad and poor decision making because of some sort of abuse. I was going to say substance abuse in some way, you know, really mental health here, having a hard time making up their mind. See, and look at the cards, you know, wishes are coming true. I said right here at the Ten of Swords, like, it can't get any fucking worse than this. And then here comes, you know, poverty, temporary, you know, financial hardships because of you just standing your truth. You know, don't be afraid of failure just because something looks like something on the outside, I want to say. You know, when you stand up against lies, deceit, trickery, you know, somebody plays a whole fucking game out here. I'm just going to say this, like, somebody really does use, like, the mental space as a fucking playground to denote attributes of and triggers of those around them, and they use it as a tool to get what they want, how they want. That's all they hear is themselves, you know what I mean? And then when they're not, it's fucking for me, you know what I mean? And I think, Libra, you're tired of it, tired of failing on the account of somebody else's decisions, and tired of feeling, yeah. You know, there's going to be healing in this money situation, so, you know, shit's hard when you split up, or if that's what this is, whatever this walking away is. It's a new start normally. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. So, you might be getting some, you know, the new beginnings here is for your mental and for your psyche. Once you leave and you made this decision, do not go back into arguments with this person. You know, there's going to be patience needed right now. Things are being worked out for the fairness of all. So, you know, have the mental agility not to be too curious to, you know what I mean? I'm hearing stay in your lane. And, you know, communication is going to be the new start is when communication happens, okay? Whatever, if this was about a specific situation where you're communicating your emotions and how you're choosing to nourish yourself in this. There is unity and love here, the bottom of the deck, with the lovers that come out. What's the advice in this situation? Finding balance. The conflict's over, you know what I mean? Now it's about getting back in balance. Understand that. The energy, you know, when that somebody here is addicted to chaos, or the energy that it brings when somebody's in a state. I don't know if you're dealing with this person, it's selfishness. Somebody uses the way they feel like shit to make somebody else feel like shit. And maybe you're that person that always wants everybody to have stuff or feel content or be happy, you know what I mean? To the point of fucking, how much more can you get? Like, I think you're fucking depleted. Yeah, look, giving and charity in reverse. You know, and there is support and there is assistance for you. You're walking away from a very toxic energy and putting yourself first. You know, when you get to a state where you can't even make decisions on your own because you're being so heavily influenced by this, and I mean, it's the devil. The darkest thoughts that you can go in your mind, your heart, your soul, even that of others, to where, you know, somebody's being hasty and confrontational constantly. It's not a cool place to be. And then reverses that and tries to, you know, they feel left out because of what they've done, not because of what you've done. Advice is to stay in balance. Remember, to give and to receive. Let go of the past and focus on the future here. You know, there's a deep soul wound here of abandonment for some of you. And, you know, you might be feeling withdrawn, but it will help you to take a deeper look at things, you know. Expect to travel. I do want to say that. Expect a move or traveling to come up for you in some way. All right. Libra. That was for Libra. I keep wanting to say Libra Noche. All right, I'll get an angel number for you guys. Sorry for the cutting out. You're cutting out at the weirdest times. What does your higher self want to tell you right now? You know, for the extra wisdom, honor, respect yourself. and others is the key to your growth. Have you felt a lack of respect in some areas of your life? By setting clear boundaries and honoring yourself, the world will follow suit. Boundaries comes out. Setting healthy boundaries is crucial for your well-being. Do you feel overwhelmed by others? Clearly define your limits to protect your emotional and mental space. I don't know what's going on with you guys. The mental space. Freedom. Freedom is about following your inner voice. Have you been feeling trapped by responsibilities? Release those burdens and follow what makes you feel free, light, and alive, Libra. The feeling of oppression is the shitty ones, you know, and even if it is coming from other people and you're trying to get yourself to a place where you can, you know what I mean, you can't have guilt for outgrowing people or wanting a safe space for you, maybe because of some sort of a trauma that's happened in the past with abandonment or not being there in some way. You feel guilty, and you know, feeling guilty, I think you're past that. You know, link, attract. You are attracting people and opportunities that align with your energy. Are you dissatisfied with your current surroundings? Shift your mindset and energy, and you will begin attracting what you desire. So it's about breaking old chains, old ways of being. You know, you can still be in somebody's life and not have to be completely connected. And I also feel like somebody here is spiritually awakening within a specific dynamic, and somebody is just not. And that is very frustrating. You know, people grow apart. We all have things that we're going to fulfill here, and you have to believe in that when you're going through changes. You know what I mean? Trust me, there's better than what you're experiencing now. There's much, much better. Some days are going to be great, some days are going to be shitty, but you know, when you do get into those places of solitude and you start to rebuild your life again, know that that's a badge of honor you can wear for standing up for the truth. You know, King of Swords is your card, Libra. Aquarius, oh yeah, let's get an angel number for Libra. 666, reflect. Several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. You need a mental shift towards greater optimism, self-assurance, and trust. Put your faith in your gut and your inner voice. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person. Okay. That's what I have for you, Libra. The mosquito got me on my finger. Thank you guys for all hitting the like button, tuning in, appreciate it. Alright, Aquarius, here we go for the sign of Aquarius. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. If you guys are interested in a personal read with me, you can email me at angeldynasty33@gmail.com, or you can find that in the description box on my YouTube page. When there are questions you need assistance with, go inward. Sit with yourself. Meditate on the question. Ask for our help also. Then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We are with you always, and I feel the Galactic Federation at this time. Whenever you talk to us, it never goes unheard. We hear every single word. This is your confirmation. I heard somebody saying, oh, fuck it, or son of a bitch, you know. This is your confirmation that we are assisting you, guiding you, and ensuring your wishes finally come to fruition. Be patient. Everything will come together for you. Talking about how it comes together right now over me. Alright. For Aquarius, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what do they need to know most about awakening their intuition at this time? Messages that want to come out specifically for the sign of Aquarius. I was close to that card. Use intuition to distinct patterns and soften triggers. That already came out. There's a lot out here that I'm seeing and feeling about, sorry for slamming them down, being kind to yourself, you know, the way that you're thinking to yourself. Connect to your higher self. Your higher self is concerned with the highest good and communicates through intuitive insights. Before taking action, ask yourself whether you're listening to your smaller self or your higher self. Your smaller self might impulsively lead you down one path, while your higher self has access to a better roadmap. Use intuition to discern, or as you were, maybe it is discern, dissect patterns and soften triggers. Use your intuition as a trigger detective. Which childhood or past trauma may be tripping up present-day you? Which pattern or themes are you noticing that may be nudges from spirit leading towards growth and healing? Be kind and patient with yourself now as you weave a new web of patterns. Loved ones who've passed on are eager to connect with you through synchronicities, dreams, music, and nature. You may also feel their spirits as energy, energy shift, physical sensation, or wave of strong emotion. Certain loved ones now act as spiritual guardians, sending you wisdom and blessing. Love never dies. Love never dies. You know, and I'm being guided to read these other two that came out. Create open space. Balance just being with doing. Balance just being with doing. Emphasize arriving over striving now. I cannot read for shit lately. Give to-do lists and goal setting a rest. When your schedule is very crowded, it crowds out your intuition. Create open space by squeezing minutes or even hours into your day with nothing planned. Then let your intuition set the agenda. There's power in pauses. Cultivate energy awareness, number 13 and number 43. Improving your intuition requires understanding energy, its power, its proximity, its nuances, and its importance. Notice energy, your own, the energy of individuals and groups, the energy of situations and opportunities, the energy of physical spaces, and the fluctuations in world energy. Name and describe types of energy you encounter. You know, somebody here has extrasensory. Alright. What's going on for Aquarius? See the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. I've been everywhere. That's what I'm hearing. I've been everywhere, man. Just trying to find a place to land. I heard coming in hot. What's going on for Aquarius? I understand that failures and mistakes is only an opportunity to learn. And learning you are. Wow. You know, you could be battling with finances right now, Aquarius. That could be something that, you know, you're learning to overcome with a new opportunity. You really are asking Spirit, hey, like, I'm going out on a fucking limb here. Throw me a bone. You know, if I ever needed you to show up, now's the time. And what comes out is envy and surrender. I can release my need to control. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. This could be like... this could be what you're embodying right now. This is the new beginning in the surrender. You know what I mean? And understanding people on a different level. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So there really is an error about patience, and I don't need to go on about that. Immigration. Imagination. I'm seeing shit. Well, you look at a sign like that and then try to read what's below it, being dyslexic already or whatever you want to brand me as. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind, and I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Somebody could have, you know, a death could have been very hard for somebody here, losing somebody, the loss, and I feel like even this loss could, you know, you're giving back as being a service to humanity, a service to others through what you couldn't give to specific people or energies. You know there's specific boundaries around alternate aspects of yourself, I'm hearing. Tell me about the Four of Cups. What's going on here? Sacred divinity. There are two paths ahead. Tell me more. See there? I see the new beginning that's coming. The violet flame activation. Master alchemist. With eternal union. New love is forming. At the tree, at the root, at the core. Wow, talk about going through a lot of cosmic healing, a lot of integration within the physical parameters of your being. Being around a specific other energy really magnifies the multitude of the circumference in which you can reach. Ground, shield, and protect, the Merkaba activation, number 33. Yeah, I would say, Aquarius, you are working with Ascended Master energy. And you have this energy, and it's genetically. It's able to access those levels of consciousness. 44 chromosomes. What's the purpose here behind the new beginning? It's purpose. You can do it. Remember your identity. Wow. Divine masculine. what purpose are you serving? You know, taking responsibilities for your role in fear-based, what we spread around, what we've seeded here, and understanding that on a much deeper level, being shown how intricate every little piece of the web that's woven. Somebody here is going on a journey with the universe, you know, and they've been doing this as a child. I just think that you're going to be able to remember it at this point, and it could be just sitting and gazing off. It could be in moments it's very connected. You know, I'm hearing call upon us anytime that your heart has a desire to understand something on a deeper level. You know, we're not trying to keep things convoluted. We're trying to, well, one, you bring in celestial gatekeeper, reconciling differences, 10-10 reunion. You know, October 10th could be very prominent here, in a time when things come back together throughout that portal. We're talking about gatekeepers here, and celestial gatekeepers is talking about a portal being open. So this will be reunions of reconciling differences. I think it is between the masculine and the feminine, and it is within the root and the tree, the DNA. Number 7. 777. We're talking about the king here. Timing is critical. Improvements require persistence. Meditate, meditate, meditate. So I keep hearing. Meditation is your key. All right. Accessing the unified feel, sacred sexuality. So some of you could be, I'm hearing Kundalini activation, but even through your own, in whatever way you integrate that sexual energy, it's prominent here, and it looks like I'm looking over here and I'm seeing union on the soul level. 1111. It is important number for twin flames, symbolizing harmony and balance and soulmates. That the aspect of yourself. Union at the bottom of the deck. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. Cellularly, it's like it almost like these pairs, and I'm being told that pairs, they come online at the same time. I'm hearing World Wide Web. The appeal of soul pairing goes beyond superficiality, and here we are at the tree again. So some things, you know, just because you've had a falling out with somebody or in whatever way of conflict, you know, that for some that doesn't mean that that's the end of that situation. You know, you could be, well, I'm hearing glimmerances, you know, somebody could be lingering on past versions of you and still trying to work towards their own sense of forgiveness here. You got number 13, Archangel Azrael. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. It's important to have balance. Working multiple jobs and projects at once. Make work fun. You know, you surrender to the flow of that and how you're going to accomplish things in those tasks. Stay determined and move forward with Archangel, the 9 of Gabriel. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism is a huge part, and I feel like the ocean is prominent here. The opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears to grow stronger. You know, and I'm wondering here too, like, what is this fear here? Kind of underlining this. It feels like family. The big changes, you know, it's just doing something new. It's a new routine. You've never fucking done this before, you know, and you're not sure if you're going to be good at it, and if it's something you want to do, and how long you'll get fucking stuck into it, because you kind of have that daring, rebellious spirit, and you want to kind of incorporate that to whatever this new thing is, and I think that you'll be able to inspire others along the way, because you do have that, you know, I'm hearing retroactive. I'm not sure what that means. I think that's when you get back pay, isn't it? New beginning, good news. Yeah, you've got good shit coming in, but you need to get the rest, you know, that meditate. You can't keep saying meditate and recuperate. You know, you have talent and lots of potential for growth. So be daring and use your intellectual. And, you know, you might feel a little impulsive with it, but just, you know how you are. Just allow yourself to be you. Don't try to tone it down too much, because then you take away your authenticity for whoever needed to hear that. All right, what else are we looking at here? What's going on in the Who's coming towards you? Aquarius. Where are we at? All right, we're doing all right. What's up, Josh? Jace, love you. What do we got for Aquarius here? What's going on for Aquarius? Who's coming towards Aquarius at this time? Universe full throttle. Yep, 5 of Cups. Undoubtedly, you have now. If you have not, you are going to understand what peace over. There is a lot of envious ass energy around whatever process you're going through. I'm hearing process of elimination. 2 of the greater evils I'm also hearing. It's because of your cosmic field, your energy. You know what I mean? And it's like a battlefield, you know. And I feel that on a huge level. So it also could be, you know, in the time when stuff is, you're seeing the direction to go, but there, you know, you have to go through some emotions to get there, and that's kind of the key. Placing those and going through them, not just placing them in a specific location to where. I heard never forgotten, remembered at that time as well. You have coming towards you. Yeah, your intuition, it feels like your truth and your intuition is set up. You know, you might actually have the spark of thinking about balancing out or incorporating a new female, an empress, a mother type figure, somebody that inspires you. 6 of Swords, perhaps, you know, somebody's been on a similar path that holds equal or, I want to say, energy or lessons that you are on. Let's get an angel number for you. Oh, yeah, what's your advice in this situation? What's the obstacle? Somebody's definitely moving away from something. It actually could be 2 people that are moving away from certain things that are actually drawing something, a new start to happen. So yeah, Two of Speakers, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. It actually could be a partnership of, I'm hearing lethal attraction. You know, somebody might be having a hard time letting go of something else that they work really hard at. And, but I think ultimately trusting their intuition about things that go on behind their back, or, you know, it brings you happiness almost. It's like a relief when you figure out when it's brought to your attention how peacefully things can start after such an abrupt ending or change in whatever way that is. So angel number for you, Aquarius. My phone's gonna die, so I gotta get off of here. Thank you guys all for hitting the like and subscribe button, leaving a comment. Alright, 2222. You can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. Partner up with the right spirit, and you will be a force. Honor commitments and people around. Don't judge and listen. Alright, and that is feminine forces. Alright, guys. Well, I love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you for spending time with me here. I am going to charge my phone up, and tomorrow I will finish Earth signs and fire signs. I will talk to you guys later. This is from Idaho.